I haven't been on YouTube in a while, so I thought I would give my 2 cents on The Last Jedi. Saw it tonight with a group of my friends, and I gotta say, anything you saw on the internet about who is Supreme Leader Snoke, the big reveal about Rey's parents, all cop outs. It begins pretty much like The Empire Strikes Back. Oh, by the way, spoilers for those of you that actually care. But I would say don't even see the movie. It starts right off the bat with the Resistance evacuating their base while the First Order is in pursuit. And that's pretty much the whole movie there with the Resistance. And obviously Rey going to see Luke. And this whole subplot of Finn comes out of his little coma thing, has to go find a decoder to get into the ship that's following them, the First Order ship that's following them. But here's what I say. Well, after that little rant, let me just say this. I hate The Last Jedi. I was originally not going to see this movie. I actually thought I should refuse, but thanks to some miscommunication amongst my friends, they bought a ticket for me. And I thought, well, it's not my money directly going back to Disney. I'll have to pay them back, but still, not my money. And you know what? I was right. I should not have seen it. And from this point on, I refuse to see any future Star Wars movie. You know why? They are defecating on the legacy of the characters. Because I'll tell you right now, if you're wondering, is Rey still Mary Sue? Yes. She doesn't go through any real, moments of trial and error, learning curve, or even sacrifice. Like, episode 2 of the prequels, lost an arm. Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, Luke lost his hand. Rey, little scratch on her arm. And she still gets little training from Luke, like maybe 2 lessons, but they're not much of that. So she's still a Mary Sue and is able to fight Snoke's royal guards. And if you are familiar with the expanding universe, former expanding universe, new one, you would know royal guards are very elite in terms of their fighting capabilities. It would take more than basic melee training that Rey had. There was the whole Walker battle at the end, very reminiscent of Empire Strikes Back. But I actually almost thought the movie was passable until the very end. Here's why. I hate the movie, because of the end. If you don't want a spoiler for this big twist ending, unclick. Luke Skywalker dies. And it's not even in a battle to the death with Kylo Ren. You know how he dies? He just becomes one with the Force. Remember at the beginning of Return of the Jedi when Luke goes and sees Yoda and Yoda just fades away? That's what happens to Luke. Except difference is why it worked with Yoda and not with Luke. Yoda was sick and dying and allowed himself to become one with the Force. He was ready to die. In this flick, at the very end, Luke, who I might add never left the planet, we saw him in Return, that we finally saw him in the end of Force Awakens, never leaves that planet after he has this vision battle with Kylo Ren, or however you want to call it. He just becomes peaceful, looks on in the sunset, and just fades away. Talk about defecating on one of my favorite characters from the Star Wars series. Everyone says, Han Solo's their favorite character, or this character, that character. And I like characters like Kyle Katarn and Revan. But Luke was always my favorite character. And they defecated on him. In that moment, I went from being kind of neutral movie to just being pissed off. I screamed in the parking lot afterwards. You don't do that to Luke Skywalker. I would scream right now, but it's 2 a.m. right now as I'm recording this, and I don't want to wake anyone up. Oh, and by the way, if you really want spoilers of who Rey's parents are, who is Snoke, I'll tell you. Kylo Ren just says it. They were nobodies. They were drunkards that sold her into slavery just to get money for drinks. That's the explanation. Who's Supreme Leader Snoke? Don't know. They just kill him. They never give an explanation. Kylo Ren kills him too. Kind of interesting, but he kills him. And it's not an immediate, oh, he comes back to life. Like, a lot of people were speculating that he was vitiate from the old Republic games. I don't know. Unless they bring him back in the next one, he's not vitiate. Oh, and the whole explanation of why is Rey so powerful? Nah, here is something stupid. They say that Kylo Ren was kind of a manifestation of the dark side of the Force, and Rey was kind of the counterbalance with being a manifestation of the light side. I think still feeding into the whole Mary Sue crap. I will say though, I did. Rocky Saki, how does Mace Windu die falling out window being blasted? I admit, yeah, that was kind of stupid because Leia doesn't. She never really, as far as we know, had much Jedi training, because that was something stupid I saw in The Force Awakens, that she doesn't seem to be practicing the Force in any kind. She's just being a general and a politician. And I thought the comedy in this movie was very forceful and kind of stupid. I mean, I know none of the original trilogy was more of dry humor, and the prequels had some stupid slapstick, but I don't know, the comedy in this movie just kind of stuck out as nothing special, just what they're doing in Marvel. I just think they're sacrificing potential emotional moments just for a gag. I actually kind of liked Poe in this movie. I will say they did give him more to do. And Finn, well, he's kind of progressed as a coward, but he still has no real coherent arc that really makes sense in terms of motivation, I think, personally. I just want to scream right now. Like, I'm a Star Wars fanatic. I've been a fan since probably the 4th grade. I'm 25 years old, so that was about, I'm trying to think. I was about 10. I've been a Star Wars fan since I was about 10 years old, so 15 years. I have about 39 Star Wars novels up in my room. I still have my original Darth Vader life-size cardboard cutout. I have, F at Black Series, Luke and Vader's lightsabers. I have of the original trilogy, different cuts. I have the 90s VHS cut, the special edition, the DVD edition, the Blu-ray edition, and Harmy's despecialized edition. I've memorized them. I've looked up I still have all my old Star Wars Insiders. I still have my Lego Millennium Falcon, because you do not get rid of the Millennium Falcon of any kind for whatever reason. This movie was just on the odds that Kathleen Kennedy is watching. She's not going to, and I don't expect this video to go viral, because that's life. You guys are killing the legacy of Star Wars with your committee thinking in terms of writing. You know what? This makes me love the prequels even more. I mean, I never really hated the prequels, but as I got older, I did find stupid things. But you know what? I find them more tolerable, because at least George had a vision and he rolled with it. Yeah, it wasn't the fans' dismay, but they weren't trying to please people. And I gotta say, why did you have to bring back Phasma? I don't understand the whole hype around why people love Phasma, saying like, oh, she's Boba Fett. No, Boba Fett actually did something in Empire. He led the Empire to Han Solo, waited around with him, then took him to Jabba's palace. The whole fan loving of him kind of made sense, even though I don't understand why people thought he should have led Imperial forces at the end of Return of the Jedi on Endor, but that's a different video. Phasma, she just told her stormtroopers in Force Awakens to kill some people, yelled at Finn, and then lowered the shields. She doesn't deserve her fan base. People might say, oh, well, she had more scenes that were cut. Yeah, well, final product kind of says all. I could tell you that the supposed 3 hour cut of Phantom Menace or whatever it was that Jake Lloyd once mentioned actually had a more coherent narrative than the final product, but that doesn't save Phantom Menace. This movie just, I feel like I want to vomit, but I'm also just very hungry. You have to excuse the glare from the light. I'm in my basement. It makes less noise down here. This is a 10-minute rant I'm doing. I'm going all over the place at this point. Are you the only guy watching, Bobby, whatever your name is? Silent. I'll take that as a no. You are gone now. Anyway. Rocky, Saki, not Bobby, I'm sorry. Am I making any sense or am I just sounding like an idiot? Just laughing. You're in the middle. Oh, I'm in the middle. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I guarantee this movie's going to do well enough or they crap out another sequel. I've decided, I'm definitely not going to see the Han Solo movie or whatever they have planned for Episode 9, especially because Episode 9 is going to be directed by Jar Jar Abrams again, which does not instill me with any confidence. At this point, if I want Star Wars, I'm going to go to the Legends books, at least used copies. I'm not buying nothing brand new. Did I like Rogue One? There's little tidbits I admired, but the story was flat because, well, we don't really learn anything enough about the characters to get drawn in and relate to them and kind of feel for them. They're all red shirts. They're just there to die in the end. Well, okay, I admit, best character in Rogue One, KTSO. That's it. He was just basically a more subtle, less killing machine HK-47 from the Knights of the Old Republic game. Assuming you ever played that. If you haven't, I highly recommend it, dude. You can play it on tablet or PC or maybe Xbox if you can have one. But also, things I don't like about Rogue One, I can forgive the whole CGI Tarkin and Leia thing. But as badass as that scene with Vader at the end was, it raises issues with the original trilogy. Because he sees Leia's ship, the Tantive or Tantive, however you pronounce it, 4, just take off from the battlefield. And he just stares at it and then chases after it. Shouldn't he be saying in episode 4, instead of several plans were beamed to the ship, shouldn't he just be saying, "Princess, I saw your ship flee from the battlefield with those plans in tow. Hand them over," and just be force choking her to admit. I'm not making any sense at this point. You want me to give any further thoughts, Rocky, or are you okay for now? Waiting for a reply, not getting a reply, so I assume that's a no. Okay. Alright, well, this is my first and only live video I've ever done. I haven't made a video for YouTube and, well, I did make some last year, but recently I took down all my videos for anyone that is watching this that's been a subscriber because of that stupid Freddy Krueger video. I did remove a lot of content from my channel from the last year, and then I recently deleted all but 4 of my videos. Just for reasons of I looked back and I hated my own videos, so I want to start from scratch. I kept up some videos I thought they're passable. Some people might find them useful or like them, but I'm going to start my videos from scratch. And I think one thing I definitely want to do, I want to do Star Wars discussion videos. I know there's a dime a dozen on here, but I just want to give my own 2 cents on it. So, I'm back, YouTube. I know no one missed me because I'm Austin, but I'm back. See ya.